Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me already, then my name is Sarah and I'm a flower farmer in East Yorkshire in the UK. And today I'm picking wedding flowers for one of my customers that is getting married this week. And I just thought I would take you along with me because I've had a few people request this in the past. And I've been picking this afternoon and I thought, why not just turn the camera on and just film picking the flowers and sorting them out into buckets, maybe answer, sort of preempt some questions that you might have about this, and then if you've got any questions then you can write them down in the comments and I will get back to you on those. So the customer in question has ordered 6 buckets of flowers today, and this was a bit of a last minute order. Usually people book at least a year in advance or maybe a few months in advance, and it's usually around between 2 and 6 buckets of wedding flowers, and the couples will take them away and arrange them themselves. There is quite a lot of brave couples out there who are willing to give it a go, just to add that extra kind of personal touch to the weddings, and also usually these people are quite interested in using local suppliers for their weddings and aren't too fussy on the way things are going to look. They kind of just want it to look wildflowery, festivally, and you know, and just kind of has that feel about it. The bride who is collecting the flowers tomorrow morning, she is making lots of interesting arrangements out of her buckets. Usually it's kind of just the jam jars, bottles and vases and things on the tables, which are quite easy to put together. So the bride who, I just got interrupted then, so it's kind of going to be 2 clips pushed together. The dog was running loose around the farm. So anyway, tomorrow's bride is making some interesting arrangements. I think that she's doing 2 kind of like floral pillars. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some pictures back of the arrangements that she's put together. I love seeing what people have done with the flowers once they've had them from me. Anyway, that's enough talking from me. I'm going to crack on with cutting some flowers now. So what I'm going to do is start with a few buckets, nice and clean, filled with cool water, and I'm going to put these buckets in the shade so that I can bring the flowers over to the shade so that they're not sitting in direct sunlight. And I'm going to pick the majority of my flowers from this back flower field. So cue shots of the flower field. Here I am picking larkspur. I'm trying to pick a variety of colours despite the fact that I have got quite a lot of white this year, but I do have kind of a nice dark pink, a light blue, misty lavender, and of course some white as well. So I'm going to try and pick as long stems as I can because, like I said, the bride is making some larger arrangements with her flowers. So I'm going to give her as much stem length as she needs for that, and then I'll be stripping the foliage off in the field so that it's just easier. I don't have to do any processing after that. They can go straight into the buckets. So when I first take a booking from a couple, I try to encourage them to go with a mixed colour palette, just because it gives me the option of picking whatever looks best in the field and I'm not kind of tied to a specific colour scheme. But to a certain extent I can work to a colour scheme. So if a bride says I want to go with mostly pinks, I can do that, or mostly whites and greens, I can do that too. But I do make it very clear to them that it's only roughly that I can stick to those colour schemes because of the unpredictability of growing flowers. I'm not ordering from a wholesaler. It's grown out in the field, and as we all know, if we are growing flowers, pests can be a problem, weather can be a problem, and just lots of things can get in the way of being able to produce a specific flower. So I don't offer anything specific, I just give them what I have growing in the field at the time. My flower buckets contain around 65 stems of flowers, foliage, grasses, and a variety of kind of textures and things. But what I try to do is make a nice even mixture of each of those elements. So I'm not going to go crazy on putting loads of grasses in there if I've only got 10 stems of flowers. It's always going to be, the majority of the bucket is always going to be flowers. And then I'm going to add foliage and grasses after that, so that we've got a nice even mixture of everything in the bucket, so that it's usable for the couples who are buying these buckets. And I always ask the couples, if they haven't stated in their original email to me, I always ask what they are going to be doing with the flower buckets, so that I can pick the appropriate kind of flowers for their event or for their arrangements. So if they are doing lots of delicate vases, then I'm not going to put some whacking great big artichokes in there, because they're not going to fit in the vases. They're not going to suit the kind of feel that the couple is going for. So it's always a great idea to ask them what they're using the buckets for, and then I can pick the flowers accordingly. I've just moved across to the front field. I've got a bucket and a half left to pick from here. So I'm going to pick some foliage for the bride, and got some more interesting stuff in here, like some achillea, some lady's mantle, and a couple of cool other little bits and bobs that I can throw in the buckets, and maybe some eryngium and things like that, because she's keen on the pinks, blues and purples and things. So going to get as much colour and foliage and stuff out of here as possible, and then I'm going to take them across to the workshop and I'm going to wrap some of them up. Most likely what I'm going to do is wrap the things that I think will either snap in transit or that do droop a little bit anyway, like the snapdragons, maybe the larkspur, and some more of the stuff that's a little bit more fragile. So sometimes I wrap everything up if I've got time, and I label it and write the names of everything on. Sometimes I don't have time and I just wrap the essential things, but I don't really think it makes a major difference to anybody which option I take. So yeah, I'm going to cut some of this nice eucalyptus to start with, and then I'll show you at the end everything all together, and the colours and things that we've managed to come up with today. These are spiky. So that's everything picked. I need to get those bits of foliage and salvia and stuff in the water. I posted a picture of, or video, or not a video, but a reel on Instagram the last week of the salvia scleria, and everybody was commenting about how it smells like an armpit. And it's not got the nicest smell ever, but I'm thinking if it's going into flower arrangements at a wedding, it's a one-day thing. It's not going to be in somebody's house for the next week or so, so I need to really think about whether I'm going to keep them. I personally don't find the smell that bad, but maybe other people will. Maybe I just need to bring it into my own house for a week and see what it smells like. So I've got a really good selection of flowers picked. As you can probably tell by the scenes behind me, that it is quite warm and sunny at the moment. I don't usually pick when it's still warm and sunny, but I'm really tired today, and I just want to get it done and go to bed basically tonight. So usually I would wait until sort of like 8 or 9 p.m. before I start picking, because the flowers have been in the sun most of the day, and when the sun starts going in, I think that they start to take up moisture and hold more moisture in their stems. So, but then at the same time, I also know that I've picked flowers in the daytime before and it hasn't made a major difference. So I know that I can get away with doing that every now and again. So I just don't make a habit of it. That's all. So I need to get these in water and go and get them wrapped up as well. that is it for this week's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed coming along with me to pick some wedding flowers. The bride actually sent me a message and she was really happy with the flowers. I'm just really looking forward to seeing any pictures that she sends me of the creations that she came up with. So a couple of months ago I set up a Buy Me a Coffee account, so if you get value out of my videos or if you just enjoy watching them and you want to say thank you, then you can buy me a coffee, which helps towards the costs of making the videos. And I just want to thank these people for buying me a coffee since the last video. I always give everybody a shout out who buys me a coffee because I am thankful to you all, and if you want to stay anonymous you don't have to put your name on the donation. So thank you to those people. And I also just want to mention that I got some cool new t-shirts made since I actually haven't mentioned this on my YouTube channel, that I have rebranded recently. So I've obviously got the same name, I'm still called Bloom and Grey, but I've had my logo updated, and I worked with a really nice lady called Billy from Beyond Wild Design, and we came up with a new colour palette and new fonts and things for the business. So that really gives me a good framework of things to work towards when I want to create things like marketing materials and branding on my website and things like that. So I've gone and had some tops made, I had some t-shirts, a cap and a hoodie, and these are kind of like the initial designs, but I'm really happy with the t-shirt, and also I've got my larger logo on the back. The hoodie is really cool, it's got Bloom and Grey written on the front just like this one, and a cap with the logo on as well. So my ideas with this is obviously it's going to be workwear that I'm going to be wearing when I'm out and about delivering flowers, etc. But also I would like to be able to offer some of this merchandise to you guys. So please put down in the comments below if you would be interested in purchasing some merchandise from me. We can do things like caps, hoodies, tops and things like that. And these tops are really cool because they are organic. I really like the ethos of the company because if you write them a good review then they plant a tree, and they use all environmentally friendly packaging, and it's all done in the UK, which I'm really happy to support that kind of thing. So let me know if you would be interested in some kind of merch. Obviously it's going to be a while in the making because I'm going to have to find out how the supply lines work and everything, and if you guys from the US want to purchase them, I'm going to find out how to ship it across to the US. But let me know what you think of the design. This is my top, and then I've got Bloom and Grey written on the back. My hoodie actually just has Bloom and Grey on the front, it doesn't have a logo on the back. Would you guys like to have a logo on the front and the back? Let me know. And also, just to round off the end of the video, because I'm kind of going on a bit about it now, if you have any questions about the flower buckets, then please put them in the comments down below. I know that I did actually forget to mention how much I charge for the buckets, and I know that is the top question that I get on a lot of my videos, and actually I don't like to discuss what I charge for things because I feel like everybody's circumstances are different. Everybody needs to make a different amount of money depending on their own lifestyle, but I'm just going to give you the information here that I charge £65 for my flower buckets, so that equates to roughly about £1 a stem. So there you go, there's the golden information that you're always after. Thanks so much for watching again, guys. Please let's have a chat in the comments below about the merch, about the DIY wedding flowers. Let me know what you think, and I will see you again on the next video.